Okay, we're learning now by Ezer Shem Yisbarach, Pesachim Pesachim, Daf Nun Zayin Omet Beis. We're starting the Mishnah of Ha'isha. Log the Elige Mishnah, Isha was Manashi Beveis Bailo. If she is in the house of her father, it means Erev Pesach, she remains in the house of her father, in the house of her husband. Shachat Aleh Aviyah, Shachat Aleh Bailo, Toichel Mishal Bailo. So, we're assuming here that they both live very close to each other, and she stayed in the house together with her husband. So we assume that she wants to eat with her husband. However, she went in that day of Erev Pesach. She went to her father's house. That's what we assume. The Mishnah is talking here. They're very close to each other. And she moved into her father's house in Erev Pesach. So we say that it's still not clear where she's going to eat. So we say that maybe she's going to change her mind and she can still eat with her husband if she wants. It's an interesting Mishnah. She went to her father, so she wants to stay with her father for Pesach. But I guess maybe she's still going to change her mind, so we say it's not, she can still change her mind. That's what Pasha Pshat in the Mishnah is. He has two caregivers, and both live close to each other, and they both want to have the Yasim eaten by them. It's the same thing. He can decide. It's a Shayla Breira, but that's the halacha. He can decide who he wants. There we say that he cannot eat from either one, because each one does not allow, has a certain, he does not allow this ever, he has a bias. He says, I don't want you to go to the other guy. And he has a koich to say that. He's makbid. So he says, I don't let you eat by that person. The half that belongs to him is not allowed to eat. Same thing. The Rav, he can't do it because the Rav only wants to give him to eat if he's totally his. Since it's part of Ben Chayim, the Rav does not want to give him to eat. From himself, obviously he could, but not from the Rav. Okay, this is the Gemara, Masechta Saita. It says like this. Omer Rabbi Yochanan. This is first, we start the whole sugya. It says like this. Baila, that's how the Gemara starts in Saita. If the husband can separate the carbon Saita without telling her, he has to bring a minchas kenois from Sa'irim. If he has to tell her when he separates that mincha. So Rabbi Yochanan said, you see 4 people that need to bring a kapara. You don't need to have their permission. You can just separate it. Chayr means makrav also. Here just starts the first part. First you separate. Say this should be a carbon for this your lettuce. And then you have to be makrav the carbon. So let's see which one. Zava, Viles, Mitzvah. These 4, how do we know you can do it? It means like this. The Torah says, Zois Teres Azav, Ben Gadol Ben Cotton. It means that Azav Cotton also has a way of becoming clean. How can that be? We must say that a father can say, I want to bring this carbon for Azav. Azav, Shalish Reis brings a carbon, brings a Chatas and a Oila. The same as Zava. Your ladders also brings a Chatas and a Oila. And Mitzvah brings 3 carbonas, Asham and a Chatas and a Oila. So all these people, without a kapara, they cannot eat Kaddish. And the Torah says, Ben Gadol Ben Cotton. So how can it be a cotton doesn't have das? We must say that the Torah doesn't request it. You can even chutz medaitom. So here, who are done by a Gadol, a person can just say, okay, I know my friend is a Zav, I'm not telling him anything. I'm just bringing a carbon for him, and that's it. Where do we see it? We learn it out from a cotton. Just like a cotton, the Torah says you can do it. Where does the Torah say you can do it? The Torah says, Ben Gadol Ben Cotton. You can be Mechaper for Tumas Ziva. Or then, you can do it for a Gadol also chutz medaitom. So one's going to say like this. Nicha Zav Zav Mitzvah. That is Yesh Titana Yeledus. Where do we see in the Torah that Yeledes can be mafish a carbon without her permission? You don't find there's no such thing as a ketana should give birth. So we can't say that the Torah says ben gadol ben katan because no such thing by Yeledes. They can't Amar Abdi for Rabbi B'Shem Una Ibra v'Yalda actually Yivish Teisayos who Yiv no Mason. Yivish Teisayos who Yiv no Chayim. Ibra actually Yivish Teisayos Yalda Yivish Teisayos he Chayav no Mason. Anyway, the point is that if she's a ketana, there's no such thing as a ketana giving birth. No such thing. She's gonna die, and there's no carbon if she dies. So what's the point? So where do you know that you can be maybe chutz medaita? So say a different case. The case will be if his daughter is a chereshes, she's deaf and dumb. So there's no way a chereshes can. How could she become mutter to eat kadeshim? She's in chutz kapara. So the Torah says that you can always have an eitzah how to make her mutter b'kadeshim. You must say that the father brings a carbon chutz medaita. You must say no, come on, the father does it. If she's married already and she has a baby, then this is just a side question. My answer is Ashken other mafish. We're talking here a husband. The Torah says that a cheresh has also the possibility of bringing a kapara. They start saying, in other words, everybody in the world can always become clean from tumas yelets. And what is if his wife is chereshes? He must say the husband brings shlem medaita. So then anybody else can also bring shlem medaita. Now the Gemara is going to say v'kan. Soitik tan einat yachol omer b'zira b'yaseh b'shem b'yechanan tan shedin sa inal ratzal le'asa abayla. So here, Vasoit is again the same problem. You can't say that there's a kinu and a stira, she's a ketana, and we're going to say that the husband can bring a carbon, hagam, a soita is not also to eat kadeshim, but soita is a different problem. Where do you see in the Torah that a person can make sure that a soita she always has this eitzah of bringing a menchas kanaz. Because the Gemara is going to explain soon, since Asher to Lovayallah without the bearer of the menchas soita, and he cannot have simcha if he's Asher b'biyah instead of samachta. Must be that a person always has this option of bringing a carbon soita for his wife, and Louis Tsuyer that his wife is here's the problem. So what are you talking about? If she's a ketana, who says that she has to bring a carbon soita? She has no ratzon. If she's chereshes, it needs amen amen. So the one is like saying, where do we find there's no case that we can find that a person must bring a carbon for a soita that has no knowledge, because if she's a ketana, she's anyway mutter, even if she's insa, because she's a oinus. If she's a chereshes, again, same story. Einat yochel. Chsev. So Rav Alma says, Shani l'chsev es macht ate v'secha, who me'ukav me'esmoyach yimah, because he's also to love Eleh until she brings the carbon. Ma'afish Eleh chutz me'daita. So it seems from Rav Alma, they're saying, even when she's a regular, she's nothing, everything is okay with her. since it's disturbing the husband, he must say that he can do it chutz medaita. Because if not, it's disturbing his simcha. So it's not like we need to find a case where she has no. That doesn't even matter really. Let's say Ktana would be a problem. So that's not. It's not even. It's not like before that we need to bring a carbon in order to be matter the person with Kadishim. Anyway, so it's not also a Kadishim. So it's just a matter that if it would be a Ktana, then we'd say, okay, the Torah is married by everything. With Swara, we would say such a thing. Okay, we'd say, so we see that he can bring Chutz Medaita. But even if he can't find by Ktana, we could say the mere fact that he needs it for his Simcha, so we see from that he can do it Chutz Medaita. So we're often saying we don't need to come on to find a case of Ktana or of Chereshes. I think that's what Gemara is trying to say. You don't need to find anything. And this is the end of Daf Nun Zayin Amud Beis.